think it's safe to say when we were kids, discovering a new movie monster was the coolest thing. However, as you get older, they're harder to come across. But that's why I'm here, guys. I'm here to introduce you to some badass, obscure horror movie monsters that you perhaps missed, or too young to even discover. So today on Top 5 Scary Videos, we're going to be counting down our list of the top 5 scary obscure movie monsters. Before we begin, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. Let's jump in. Coming in at 5, Nightmare Cutter in Martyrs. Now, this film is utterly disturbing, not quite a Serbian film disturbing, but certainly up there. Released back in 2008, this film follows a young woman's quest for revenge against the people who kidnapped and tortured her as a child, leading her and her friend, who was also a victim of abuse, on a terrifying journey into a living hell of depravity. Honestly, the French know how to do horror, and Martyrs is no different. It's a thought-provoking, thrilling, bloody, and just downright harrowing journey from start until the credits roll. Before we get any further, this film is tough to stomach, even for horror veterans out there, even for me, someone who loves slashers, torture porn, pretty much all the subgenres of horror. But this, it's a hard no. Now the monster at hand is something of a side character in the film rather than the true threat. Nightmare Cutter appears throughout, looking like this. She appears, razor in hand, and proceeds to slash the girl, leaving her with brutal scars destined to resemble her own. The scenes with the monster are unrelentingly scary and, like I said, incredibly difficult to stomach. However, the most powerful effect it has on viewers is the discovery of who the woman truly is and why she's haunting the girl. Watch it if you dare. I just can't promise it will be a fun time for you. It won't. In at 4, The Keep from The Keep.
I will destroy them! I will consume their lives.
Released back in 1983, The Keep follows the Nazis as they are forced to turn to a Jewish historian for help, battling an ancient demon that they have inadvertently freed from its prison. You'll notice this is a trend on our list. Not the Nazis. The prison. The Keep itself is perhaps one of the coolest monster movies, as well as the coolest monsters you probably never even heard of. Directed by Michael Mann, this obscure horror has never been released on Blu-ray, let alone DVD, because Mann is embarrassed that he ever made such a low-budget horror flick so early in his career, but I and many others beg to differ. The Keep is badass, and that's putting it lightly. It features Nazis getting slaughtered by one of the coolest demons I've ever seen in cinema. What's not to love about that? If you can, find The Keep. Embrace The Keep. You'll not be disappointed. Coming in at 3, Scarecrows from Scarecrows.
Stop in it! So, let's make a deal!
Released back in 1988, Scarecrows follows a group of criminals who hijack a plane and force the pilot and his daughter to fly them to Mexico. However, after an unexpected landing, they find themselves in a cemetery inhabited by killer scarecrows. That's right, I didn't stutter. Killer scarecrows. This film is badass, plain and simple. Between the mixing of action and horror, Scarecrows is utterly insane. I mean, haunted scarecrows taking out an elite mercenary force, what's not to love? The film plays out its wacky concept with ease and is flourished with coolness throughout, making it easy to understand why this film has such a big cult following. What sets this film apart from other monster movies is that the cause of the murderous anthropomorphic scarecrows is never spelled out or explained, it just is, which is a refreshing change in the horror genre. Even better, the scarecrows have a very unique way of handling their targets. Once killed, they hollow them out and stuff them with straw. And for the 80s, the visuals are incredibly effective, with even more impressive makeup. All I can say is, killer scarecrows. Find them, love them. Coming in at 2, The Teddy Bear from Dolls.
Kitty,
Yes, Ralph?
these dolls, they're alive, aren't they?
Sure they are. Remember when you talked about toys coming to life at night?
Ah yes, everyone's worst nightmare, a room full of dolls turning their porcelain heads and staring you dead in the eye. No thank you. Released in 1987, Dolls follows a group of travelers who spend the night in the mansion of an elderly couple who are doll makers. I mean, that alone is terrifying enough. However, one of the travelers' children discovers that the dolls the couple make are actually humans that the couple have miniaturized and turned into tools for their evil plans. Yep. Horrifying. Now, as expected, it isn't long before things start to get a little unnatural in the mansion, with shots of dolls turning their demonic little heads and eyeing up their new guests. However, arguably the most terrifying monster is the girl's teddy bear. It's a gigantic, lovable bear that you just want to embrace and love with all your heart, until, that is, it becomes a demonic, bloodthirsty creature hellbent on killing your entire family. Yes, it's a little campy and the effects at times are laughable, but come on, killer dolls, what's not to love? And finally, coming in at number 1, Rawhead Rex from Rawhead Rex. Released back in 1986, Rawhead Rex is a horror fantasy that follows a nasty demon that is released from an underground prison by an unwitting farmer. The film follows the demon as it embarks on a brutal rampage across Ireland while a man attempts to halt the monster's attacks. Just take one look at Rawhead Rex and you'll instantly fall in love with this obscure monster. Created by Clive Barker himself, this is perhaps the most unique writing credit based on one of his most popular books. Rawhead Rex first appeared in Barker's Books of Blood short story series. While the movie is nothing at all like the story with atrocious effects and humorous makeup, the monster is regardless a very niche fan favourite amongst cult horror movie lovers. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? Were there any obscure movie monsters that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below and perhaps we can do a part 2. Before I go, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos. Top 5 scary demons from video games. Mr. Brian the Hedgehog said, do top 5 scariest Icelandic urban legends. I am very into that. I'll speak to my peeps. The Ghoul of Cool said, devils and demons have nothing on Lucy. You're a smart man. A very smart man. A5P3R078 said, Lucy, please sit on my eggs. Sure, but are they fertilized? Do I need to fertilize them? Are we talking breakfast foods here? I need clarification. I love eggs. Chansey said, Lucy fights demons with her angel army in her downtime. Yep, I said it. Come at me, bro. Preaching the hard truths here. Respect. If you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later.